In the last video we created this function. Now we're going to actually learn how to use this function. Since we made this public, it can be accessed from any form or any other module in this solution. So let's go and use form 1. Now I'm going to add another button because I want that button to do some stuff related to that function. So I made another button. Let's call this button. Now again, this name, this is what it's referred to in code. It doesn't change the text that's there. I'm going to call it btn true or false. Okay? Now I'm going to double click on it. So now whenever I click on it in the program, it's going to do whatever's in here. Now I need to create a variable to store the results when I call the true or false function. So I'm going to make a new variable. I'm going to call it dim answer as boolean. So that means it's a variable called answer that's going to store a boolean data type in it. Next, I got to put a value for answer. So I want answer equals, and then let's look. I want it to whatever gets returned by true or false. So I'm going to say equals true or false. Now, my true or false function is expecting me to pass it an integer and a string. So I must pass it an integer and a string when I call it. So the integer I'm going to pass it is a number 5, and the string I'm going to pass it is hello. Then I want to call the show method in MessageBox, and I want to pass it whatever's inside the variable answer. So let's trace this out and see what this is going to do. When I click on button true or false, I'm going to create a new variable called answer. It's going to pass the integer 5 and the string hello to true or false. And whatever this returns is going to go in there. So let's look at true or false. Well, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to send that word, which in this case is hello, to the message box. So a message box should pop up and say hello. Then it's going to look at num2. Now, num2 we pass it a 5, so num2 equals 5. So num2, which is 5, is greater than 2, so then it's going to return true. So then we go back here, and answer will now hold the bit value true. And then we're going to pass that value to MessageBox, so the second thing it should do is say true. So when we run this program and press button 1, it first says hello like we predicted, and then it says true like we predicted. So there's an example of how we can use our function to get some information and put it inside a variable.